Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Rocky Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make fried Kasseri cheese with cucumber sauce. It's a unique variation on the Greek saganaki, but it's not quite made the way they make it. It's kind of a gourmet twist. I think you'll like it. So come on, let's get started. Okay, the ingredients we'll be using today, I'm using 4 pieces of Kasseri cheese, which has been set out so that it could come down to room temperature. We use the Stella brand normally, but you can use any brand you want. I'm also going to do a piece of mozzarella cheese for my oldest son. He likes this when I make it with mozzarella cheese, so this will be for him. We'll also be using 3 eggs, which we'll beat. We'll be using sliced baguette bread, and instead of the baguette bread, I personally like to use sun-dried tomato wraps. And I'll show you what these are for later. And of course we'll be using vegetable oil and Italian-style breadcrumbs with that. And for the cucumber sauce, we'll be using 16 ounces of sour cream, 3 cucumbers, 3 teaspoons of garlic powder, more or less to taste, 3 to 4 teaspoons of lemon juice, more or less to taste. Alright, first thing we want to do is work on the cucumber sauce. So the first thing we're going to want to do is peel these. Okay, now that the cucumbers are peeled, we want to cut them lengthwise into quarters. And then we'll cut all those into smaller pieces like this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is put the cucumber slices into the blender, and we're going to liquefy them. Okay, after the cucumber is liquefied, we're going to go ahead and pour it into a fine screen sieve. And the pulp is what we're going to use, so you want to save the pulp. After you've drained off the liquid, you want to put the pulp back into the blender. As for the rest of the cucumber juice that's left over, you can either toss it or you can pour it into a glass. It's really refreshing and it's good for you. You can just drink it. And to the pulp in the blender, we will add our sour cream. Don't throw away the dish. You'll want to save it because you'll have extra sauce left over more than likely. And it goes good with other things too. We'll also add 3 teaspoons of garlic powder to start, and 3 teaspoons of lemon juice to start. We may add more depending on what our taste when we taste it after we blend it up. Now we just blend it all up. Okay, and after it's blended, you want to take a taste. And I think I'm going to add another teaspoon of lemon juice. With this freshly rinsed spoon, taste it again. I think I'm going to add more garlic powder too, actually. But you keep adding it until it tastes really good to you. That tastes good right here to us. We ended up using about 7 teaspoons of garlic and about 7 teaspoons of lemon juice. So you're going to have to work with it, and we did it one at a time until it got to the taste that we wanted. You should do the same. Start with 3 and then move up from there. 3 of each. Okay, next we want to take the eggs, crack them up, open into a bowl, and we're going to beat them. Okay, after the egg is beaten, I'm going to pour that into one plate. Put some Italian style breadcrumbs in another plate. And we want to take our cheese, dip it into the egg, and then into the breadcrumbs. We want to coat all the sides and the top and bottom of each piece of cheese. Like this. And then set it aside and continue with the rest of the cheese and do the same thing. Okay, once you've got all the cheese done like that, you'll let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll put the oil in the pan on the stove. Okay, you're going to want to put some oil in the pan. Not a lot, about maybe that much. And you're going to want to use a cast iron griddle or some kind of cast iron pan, and you're going to want to turn this on to a medium heat. You're going to want to serve the cheese on a hot griddle when it's done. So you just want to kind of put that on medium heat and get it warm. We'll also turn this pan onto a medium heat and let the oil be getting hot, and then we'll go and finish breading our cheese. Okay, now back with the cheese. We're going to want to do this all again in the egg, in the breadcrumbs, each side of every piece, so it's double breaded. Okay, and after it's been double breaded, you can maybe see how the coating is thicker. That will help keep the cheese from melting as fast as it fries. Speaking of frying, let's go do that now. Okay, we're going to want to put the cheese in here so that there's room for all of it. The reason we didn't put a whole lot more oil in is because the oil level will rise with this much cheese in there. We wanted the oil level to come about halfway up the cheese. See how that works. I'm going to fry this for probably 2 or 3 minutes until it's golden brown, and then we'll flip it and fry the other side. Okay, and after they're golden brown and done, you want to take them off out of the oil, put them on the griddle, turn the griddles off. And you set it on the table. There's the bread. You want to put the sauces in some dessert cups like this. And then you just dig in. Use your fork to cut the cheese, put the cheese on your bread, dip it in your sauce, and bon appetit. Thank you for watching Rocky Mountain Kitchen. As always, please give it a thumbs up at the bottom and click subscribe. Until next time.